Whoa, we are on the Flyways Collective channel today. I am Josh from Outdoor Limits, so if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, I'll leave a link in the description. Head over there, subscribe. But today we're going to be talking about layout blinds versus A-frames. I've used both of these blinds. I think I probably hunted out of an A-frame at this point more than a layout blind. But before I used an A-frame, I used to always hunt out of a layout blind, and ever since I got an A-frame, I completely ditched the layouts. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit today on the differences of these blinds and why I choose the A-frame over the layout. I'm not saying that the layout doesn't have any uses. I mean, this layout blind, it's had a lot of hunts. I've used it multiple times, and there's times where I will definitely choose to hunt out of a layout over an A-frame, but most of the time I'm going to be picking the A-frame. So let's go ahead and give you guys a little tour of my layout blind. I have not broken this thing out and even like deployed it in ages, but this is my layout blind. It's a Green Headgear, what is it called? Ground Force blind? Yeah. So it's a Green Headgear Ground Force blind, and I used to hunt out of a, I think a hardcore man cave blind. Then I upgraded to this guy. And so there's some things that I really like about this layout, which is why I chose this one after hunting out of somebody else's. And I was like, man, I really like that blind. I'm going to pick one up for myself. I like how the doors, they open up really easily. They're kind of spring assisted or tension assisted, I guess. And they've got awesome stubble straps. It holds stuff on really well. It's got a wire mesh, so you can adjust that looking through, close it up, do your thing there. It does not have a frame in the boot bag, so that gives you a little bit of a lower profile. It's got a foam pad here. I mean, it's your pretty basic layout blind. It's got a little pocket over here for you to keep stuff in. It's got flagging ports on both sides, so you can stick your hand out and wave your goose flag. And I like this blind because I'm able to break it down super easily and wear it as a backpack. So you just unhook this little tube here, do the same thing on this door right here, unhook that. You're gonna go ahead and fold this backrest in. Sometimes it can be a little tricky because there you go. Fold that in, fold the doors in, fold this up, fold that up, and then clip it closed. And then it's got backpack straps on the back. So what I would use this for is multiple different things. I would choose a layout blind in a situation where I'm hunting by myself, and so I only need to conceal myself on a hunt. So layouts are good for that. The only way I can see myself using a layout again is if I'm going on a hunt by myself and I cannot take the kayak with me and there's no other way for me to hide. So I'm going to a public marsh, I don't have anybody else going with me, I can't get my kayak in, but I need to bring a blind in. I will choose my layout blind for that kind of situation. But other than that, I've kind of retired the layout. I don't really hunt by myself a whole lot. I would use these on the edge of a farm pond if I'm hunting by myself, but other than that, if I've got somebody else with me, I'm most likely going to choose an A-frame. Some of the things I don't like about layout blinds is you're in that laying down position, you're looking one way, it's hard to see behind you. These don't block the wind very well, so on a really cold day you get that cold breeze coming right down your back. You're laying on the cold ground. I mean, these are good for low profile hunts and situations where, you know, an A-frame might not be the best decision, but all in all, these layout blinds, they have their uses, but I personally don't use them very much anymore. So that's why I have kind of retired the layout blind. I just don't have many situations where I need to use it because I've got the kayak now, so I don't have to worry about walking in a lot of places and having to bring a blind with me. I hunt with, you know, usually with somebody else if I'm going to a private land spot because, you know, that makes it a little bit more fun when you're able to shoot a little bit more birds. But all in all, these things, I would use them if I had to, but I don't have to use it very often. So, you know, some people like these. I mean, you can get them between 100 and 300 bucks, so they're pretty good for a price point. But when you can buy one of these for 300 bucks and hunt 3 people out of it, you know, it depends on your situation. So let's go ahead and talk about the A-frame. So here we have my Rogers A-frame, and this has become kind of my bread and butter blind during duck season. And I like the A-frame style blinds because they're really easy to pack in, because they roll up. You can throw them in a sled and drag them in, and you can hunt 3 people out of them. Think about, even if you're using these on public land, you can bring in your blind, one person's carrying it, and you got 2 other guys with you who can carry gear. So going from bringing layout blinds in where everybody's responsible for their blind, you got one guy taking the weight of everybody's blind, and it works really well for that. I like the A-frames because you're able to hide them in the middle of fields, you're able to hide them on the edge of ponds, and you're able to hide them on the edges of fields. I mean, you can use these things practically anywhere. And I think what happens and why these are so effective is because the birds don't have quite the same depth perception when it comes to seeing a blind when it's like this. It's more upright. You got that kind of grass strip look, and think about it, when you're up in the air, they can't really see what's tall and what's short necessarily. And so you want to make sure on your A-frame you get some good grass coming over the top, so then it conceals everybody inside the blind. But when it goes to concealment, these things work in marshes, they work on the edges of water, they work in a field, they work on the edges of fields. I mean, you can use these things practically anywhere and they work really well. The drawback is the price. I mean, you're going to bite a bullet buying it up front. But if you go in with your hunting buddies on it, you're all going to probably practically spend $100 or less, depending on how many people you hunt with. So the reason why I like the A-frame, other than being able to use it practically anywhere and have a better concealment, is they're more comfortable. They block the wind really well. You're able to sit on a chair instead of laying on the cold ground. You can put a heater in these things. I mean, the possibilities in these things are endless. You've got a lot more room to keep your stuff. You're out of the elements and you're staying warmer. And when it comes down to cold hunts, being able to be out of the wind is crucial in my opinion, because that wind will like go through your clothes right to your skin and really cool you off. So I like these A-frames for that. So go ahead and drop in the comments what you guys prefer to use. I mean, if you prefer to use a layout, that's fine. Like, I don't care what you guys use to hunt. Use what you like to use. I'm just saying, I like using an A-frame, and they're really versatile. You can use them pretty much anywhere you want to hunt. You can fit 3 guys in there versus a layout blind and taking up a lot of room in truck beds. You've got cold weather. It's not going to be fun to lay in that thing. And if you're walking in places, instead of just carrying 1 blind, you're having to carry a bunch of blinds, and that kind of limits the amount of other gear like decoys you can bring. So drop in the comments what you guys have used in the past. What do you guys prefer? Have you used both a layout and an A-frame? What is your opinion on that? I'd love to hear it, so drop a comment down below. If you guys aren't following the Flyways Collective on Facebook or Instagram, make sure to do that. We've got it there. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and make sure to check my channel out, Outdoor Limits. Got a YouTube, I got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, so check me out over there. But that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys on the next video, whether it be here or on my channel back at home.